If your controller and bath temperature readings are different, then it's time to recalibrate your digital thermometer. The controller readings can be adjusted using both 1-point and 2-point calibration methods. 1-point calibration makes an equal adjustment across the full controller scale and is recommended if the instrument is used at the same temperature for every run. 2-point calibration makes an adjustment that increases or decreases linearly across the scale and is recommended if the instrument is often used at more than one temperature. For 1-point calibration, first determine the temperature discrepancy between the bath and controller. To do this, heat your bath to the desired set point and wait for the temp on the controller to stabilize. The desired set point should be the bath's most frequently used temperature. If unknown, use 45 C. Take a temperature reading from the center of the bath with an externally calibrated thermometer. Organimation sells a thermometer insert to easily measure the temperature of dry block units. Your discrepancy will be the bath reading minus the controller reading. Let's say your discrepancy is 2, meaning the controller is 2 degrees lower than the actual bath temperature. Once you have your discrepancy, press and hold both the arrow buttons until the screen reads tune. Release the buttons and use the arrows to find the level option. Hold the star button and use the up arrow until the screen reads 3. Release star. Press up until the screen reads 0. Hold star and use the arrows to adjust 0 to the calculated discrepancy. Use down for a negative discrepancy and up for positive. Release the star button and hold down both of the arrows to save your calibration settings. When operating the unit at various temperatures, 2-point calibration is required to correct a range of errors. You'll need to determine the temperature discrepancy between the bath and controller at both the low and high ends of the scale. First, heat the bath to the lowest temperature that it typically gets used at and wait for the controller display to stabilize. Take a temperature reading from the center of the bath with your external thermometer and mark this value as T1. Then determine the temperature discrepancy by taking the bath reading minus the controller reading. Mark this value as E1. Repeat these steps at the highest temperature your instrument gets used at. Mark your bath reading as T2 and your discrepancy calculation as E2. To calculate your discrepancy range, plug all of your values into the following equation. Here's an example using some of the values you can expect to see. Once the discrepancy range has been determined, press and hold the up and down arrows simultaneously until the screen reads tune. Release the buttons and use the down arrow until the screen reads level. Hold the star button and use the arrows until the screen reads 3. Release star. Press up until you find span. Hold the star button and use the arrows to adjust span to your calculated discrepancy range. Use down for negative values and up for positive. Once entered, release star. Press and hold both arrows to save your calibration settings. Your instrument should now be fully recalibrated and displaying the most accurate temperature readings. If you have any questions or require assistance with these instructions, please contact our team at 978-838-7300 or sales@organimation.com.